Excellency. My name is Rajah Mugayi and I'm from Newsreel Zimbabwe.
It's a pleasure, Roger.
Thank you very much for your time, by the way.
It's a pleasure.
It's an honor. So I'll just make this brief and ask my first question to you is what messages or themes are the EU conveying through its participation in Zimbabwe's trade fair?
I think the trade fair speaks for itself. It's trade,
Yes.
first of all.
Okay.
So actually the EU is the fifth biggest trading partner of Zimbabwe. I see your eyebrows go up.
Oh. The fact
And
that you...
and actually the EU is the fourth biggest buyer of products from Zimbabwe, and the biggest buyer of horticulture products is over 40%. We have a trade volume of 700 million euros per year.
Okay.
But why is it possible? Because the EU has a trade agreement with Zimbabwe for several years. And like you react, many Zimbabwean companies react like that when I talk to them. Any Zimbabwean company can export to the EU duty and tariff free any product. So, and why are we here? Because many companies do not know that. So one mission of this participation here is to make people aware of the possibilities they are having in exporting to the EU, but also in importing from the EU. Also that many companies do not know. They can import machinery, packaged material, duty and tariff.
I see.
So we have an economic partnership agreement. We present this here, and it's one of our things.
I see.
Then I think the other theme is what we as EU are doing in particular for the private sector. We have actually ongoing projects for over 600 million euros. Ongoing, carrying ongoing. As we speak, over 600 million in many areas.
That is great, but could you please...
So now we cannot take hundreds of projects and expose them. So we made a selection.
Exactly, please.
Okay.
That was my next question. Like, could you please highlight a few of those?
That was the dilemma when we have a big stand here, but we were actually, we wanted to showcase some of them. So what did we choose? We chose two main areas, which we call our flagship projects.
Correct.
The first one is greener and climate smart agriculture, and the other is gender equality and women empowerment.
Gender equality and
Women empowerment.
And
They
the
are
first one
often
was-
linked
Okay.
because many women are working in rural areas in agriculture. So women empowerment is often gender equality an issue also when you talk about agriculture. Now, why I wanted you to showcase that is also because of the drought. There's currently a crisis declaration of Zimbabwe for the ongoing drought for El Nino. And we are obviously very concerned about that, and we would like to be there as a partner. So when you go around our stand, you will find a lot of projects which help farmers in times of drought. And I would like to give you a couple of practical examples which you can see here. Planting crops other than maize, which you can plant in dry areas, and which will grow even if you don't have rain.
Yeah, I did see some of the nuts, the soya beans.
Finding ways when it's not raining of keeping the moisture on your field in the morning, during the day, and have a kind of humidity, even if it's not raining. Making your soil more fertile without putting a lot of fertilizer in it, because it costs a lot of money. Planting specific crops which are very fast growing, drought resistant, to feed livestock.
So in other words, the EU is also educating the farmers in Zimbabwe on how to actually grow these plants.
Not only educating, we actually make also the crops available, we help farmers directly. And they can see this all.
I see. All right, so let me just, so that I don't take much of your time, I'll move on to my last question for the day. So beyond the trade fair, what ongoing efforts and interventions is the EU undertaking during the year, that is 2024, in areas of trade, in economic cooperation with Zimbabwe, beyond what you have said that you're showcasing, those two major ones? Yeah, we did get them, but beyond the trade fair.
Beyond the trade fair, I think we would like to increase trade with Zimbabwe. So we have noticed, as we have also noticed in our conversation, there's a lack of knowledge somehow. So I think we would like to increase the information we give. We do this together with government and with any other one who would like to promote this, so that companies are aware of what they're doing. This is one thing. The other thing, we really would also like to go on with our other projects. I would like to mention one which we will finish this year. That's the rehabilitation of the Kariba Dam. It's one of our flagship projects. It's called the Global Gateway Project. This is we are the biggest donor with over 113 million euros, and I hope that towards the end of this year I will witness when the gates are open and the water goes back into the sponge pool. Because potentially, if the Kariba Dam run at full power, it could assure 72% of the electricity production in Zimbabwe.
And then that's a huge benefit.
So that for us is a real transformative project for this year. So I hope this will come to an end, because this rehabilitation is the biggest dam rehabilitation in the world. A lot of high tech. If you have a chance to visit it, you should. It's a fantastic project. And it's not easy to see. If you look at it, you understand how high-tech this is.
How high-tech it is.
So it requires a lot of calculation, engineering, etc. So we have Italian, French companies there doing that, and we hope to open it. We will also continue our support on health. We support 250 million euros per year the Zimbabwe health system. Last year, even more, 300 million euros. We help on education, and if you go on a much smaller scale, but very interesting, if you go through our stand in the middle, you will be surprised that you see a lot of art. Maybe you have a chance to go through that.
I actually saw the sign language and I learned how to say my name, so it was a great experience on that.
And you saw a lot of paintings.
Yes.
And you see a little bit handicraft over there. Why? Because we have set up a system which through the Culture Fund, where we support any Zimbabwean artist, young artist, with small funds to set up a project. It could be singing, it could be dancing, it could be theater, it could be painting, it could be handicraft, etc. It has a huge success. It's called Creative Action.
I see. So I think now I can agree with you when you say that there is need for more information, because people need this information, and us as Newsreel also, that's one of the reasons why we're on this platform and taking out the information. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure.
The information you shared, it was really great.
Thanks a lot.